way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
Here we
I
are.
understand why we left.
Nice little small kitchenette for Edith and her mother, Dawn.
My mom
Here's
and dad
Dawn's
were
bedroom.
leaving behind.
I was gonna say, so I think she mentioned earlier what happened with their dad. Did their dad die, or
Yeah,
was
he
it?
just died.
Okay.
It's not exactly stated how he died, but I assume it wasn't something super fantastic or out of there. He probably died of something a little bit more mundane, I think.
Okay.
Or, actually, now that I see that he was a disaster relief person
Oh.
and an evac specialist, I didn't know that. He might have died in a disaster. Who knows?
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen this before. That is my bad. But yeah, as you can see, pretty much this is something that you see throughout the game, that all the various Finches are very creative souls to the point where, like, even Dawn is a writer. So,
Okay, I'm back. That annoying buzzing you've been missing.
well, you just came in time for the end. So here's where Edith was supposed to be.
Wait, why does she get so many floors in her tiny room house?
Well, it's because she shares it with her mom.
Oh,
But it had to be
oh.
one way or another.
This is Edith's room.
It's left
Just
out to
this.
tell you about that last night.
And of course, she did the book thing too.
Oh my gosh. Those are all the same. They don't even
Books
have
are-
titles on them.
Yeah, she just picked. I think she just
The-
picked book covers and put them around them.
Oh, okay.
Books are still good for you.
When you have
You
this
should make
many...
your house out of books. The knowledge will protect you.
Well, you know, they tried. They really tried in this house. Alright, so I just wanted to show you this family tree one last time. Alright. Here we go. The final story.
Special pen.
So, do you remember this book now, Hannah?
Mm,
The book that's been the menu this entire time?
yeah,
Where did you first see it?
it was on the ship.
And who was holding it?
I guess would that be her child?
That's a very good guess. Whoever it was had a cast and had kind of lighter skin than what Edith has.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
I do love that. It's just like, the grown-ups have to argue now. No, we don't. I'm not leaving. You're right. Grown-ups have to argue now.
when my mom said the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Don't mind me going into the only room that we couldn't get into otherwise.
going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
A book written by Edith Finch. History of the Finches.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you. There's only time for one. This is about what happened that night. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But
So
when
yeah,
I
it's starting to
saw
get weird again.
like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
There it is. The old house.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here? It's mine. Edith! Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go!
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
My hand is a dolphin!
We both tried
Woo!
to make the best of it. A few years went by.
So I'm gonna be honest, this gets real somber real quick.
My mom didn't like to talk about it,
Yeah, it does.
but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. can appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
And that was What Remains of Edith Finch.
Wow.
So while I did have fun poking some holes in some like the plot and everything, I do love this game because it's a really good story about kind of remembering those that have been lost essentially, and kind of just appreciating the life that they at least had for while they had it.
Yep. I do like this, where the people who worked on it, it's their, like, photos from when they were kids. I like that touch.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice look.
Does not look happy.
He's like, oh my god.
Oh yes, and remember, I own those headphones. They put them into the game.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you said that last time.
Yes,
Nice.
I did in fact say that last time. However, I don't own any kind of hookah or smoking paraphernalia.
You sure?
Pretty sure.
Well, there's that kite.
I also currently don't own a kite. That's actually a problem I could solve.
Do you own
Or
a baby
actually could,
bassinet?
A what?
A baby bassinet like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, like the little thing that you put on top of a crib, so that way that you can like
Nope.
look at that and.
I
that's-
also don't have any children I'm currently looking after.
So why don't you tell the internet your social security number now? I'm probably gonna mute you if you keep doing that.
I was like, reboot, Andrew.
No, don't
.exe
reboot
can
me.
Stop working.
The last thing I need right now is a hammer to the head.
I love that picture. It's like, ah!
But yeah, it just kind of ends on a somber but kind of hopeful note, I guess. I don't know if hopeful is the right word. It's slightly uplifting, I would say instead, you know?
Yeah, there's one. It's like there's at least one Finch left.
Oh yeah. Well, that was actually one of the things I saw that somebody pointed out about like this in it was a really good video. I just can't remember what it was called, but like they pointed out that the entire family, by having this curse, kind of did shoot themselves in the foot, because they would always basically kind of say the curse is why all of these kids are dying young. The curse is what's killing us in such amazing and tragic ways, rather than kind of accepting what was just honestly a little bit of bad luck for what it was, and they kind of blew it out of proportion and said it's a curse instead.
Magical thinking.
Yeah, and so it led to further problems. So, like, when Molly died, Molly is the first one that really the curse was truly affecting, unless you want to count Odin and Odin's belief in the curse beforehand. But Molly's the first one we really get to experience. And she didn't die because a monster ate her. She died because her mom locked her up on Christmas Eve and was basically saying, or a little bit before Christmas, and essentially said, oh yeah, you can go without eating. So she ate both toothpaste, which was like high in fluoride at that point, and holly berries.
Berries, which are extremely poisonous.
And I didn't know that the first time around.
Yep. And then Barbara goes next, and it's not that she died in some horrible disappearance or something like that, the way the comic book displayed it, but most likely she was murdered by her douchebag boyfriend. They even say he went missing. After that, instead of putting that...
And the police had suspected that, yeah, he had something to do with it.
And then for Calvin, Calvin's death was just, they put that swing in a dangerous place.
Yeah, imagine. You jump out of the swing, you hit the ocean flat, it knocks the wind out of you, and you're just done.
Oh, that's exactly what happened to the kid. He even had a broken leg, actually.
Yeah.
Which shows you he did something like that before. And they didn't think, maybe the swing being right here is a bad idea.
Nope.
They're just like, it'll build character.
Curse.
Why not?
Clearly a curse.
Yep.
No rational explanation at all. No one here is at fault. It's the home that we're living in.
Exactly.
And we're not going to leave because that would mean showing the curse that we're chumps.
And the fact that they're saying that it's the curse is what drove Walter into a bit of insanity and kept him locked up for all those years.
Yeah, and finally when he did come out, it was...
It was just honestly bad timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Sam kind of was keeping up the mentality of the curse when it came to both Gus and Greg, where when Greg died and he just went to his ex-wife now and is like, look, it's the curse that took him.
It's like, it's not your fault.
And then instead of like when his son is still out playing with his kite during his wedding, instead of saying, look, boy, you need to come inside now for your own safety, he let him stay out there, which is parental neglect. That's what killed Gus.
Yeah.
And Dawn, I think, was honestly the one who tried her best to avoid the curse. She truly had the most bad luck in this, where her first kid disappeared from just honestly disappearing.
Yep.
And then she's thinking maybe it's just a disappearance, maybe it doesn't have to do with all the crap that was going on, but Lewis was raised with all this ideology about the legacy of the Finches, and so he wanted to be better, and so Lewis's suicide drove Dawn to go, I have to protect my one remaining child. And that's why she left with her, and Edie died the night that they left. And there's actually a little cool thing that happens in there. No, not cool, but like it's cool when you're looking at it objectively. But flat out, Dawn says,
Clever.
Edie, you shouldn't take your medication with alcohol.
Medication with that alcohol, yeah, I noticed that. It was like, oh shit.
And Edie dies that night.
Yeah, so that one I was like, I see what's coming for Edie. So she planned that.
Oh yeah.
Said she wasn't gonna leave, and she didn't.
And then
Bitch.
Dawn just died, unfortunately, of what probably was cancer, and Edith died, honestly, unfortunately, from complications with birth.
Was she ever able to see a doctor, or I guess not?
See, the thing is, we don't know what actually happened with why Edith dies, because all you have is her diary. Or not her diary, but this journal that she wrote for her kid. And you even see in there, she said, if I have my way, you won't be reading this, because I'll live. So at that point, Edith was saying, look, I'm going to actually try and live for you, but that was honestly bad luck there as well. So there was some bad
Yeah,
luck
but
to
she
this.
did make
but,
this
yeah.
event. She did.
What was that, Sam? Sam?
I said she did make this an event. She did. I'm here. Hello?
Yeah, I hear you. Just keep saying it.
Okay. Well, I said she did make this an event she wasn't going to make it because she knew there was a possibility that she wasn't going to be there for him.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, any final thoughts about What Remains of Edith Finch?
No, it's
Nope.
a good game.
That is a really creepy smile.
Oh, from Greg?
Oh, Greg,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let
very
me
creepy.
eat your soul, Edith.
No, he's too happy for that. He doesn't
He
seem
looks
like
like he's
so.
going to try to eat the frog.
Hello,
Just-
my baby. Hello, my honey. Oh, my... Oh, nom, nom.
I don't know. It just seems just excited, like baby excited.
I know, that's what they were really probably trying to go for, but
Of
the art
course.
style really does not work for that. It does kind of feel off-putting.
Soul eating seems more like you know more what's going on. You're not just a baby. I mean, well, I don't know. Maybe babies know more of what's going on, but not when they're that excited.
Alright then. Well, that's it for What Remains of Edith Finch. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Not really, but okay.
Well, you already seen it, Andrew. I don't want
No,
any of
and I
your
was certainly
sass.
equally creeped out before.
I don't want your sass.
TOOBAD.
Alright, well, say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Uh,